I would like to thank the organizer of the workshop for the invitation and opportunity to share my experience in developing palmleaf manuscript metadata. Okay, my topic will go through the development of palmleaf manuscript in Thailand and metadata standard for the palmleaf manuscript in Asia. In the case of Thailand, I will talk about the characteristic and the problem of palmleaf manuscript management and the methodology we use to develop the metadata for palmleaf manuscript. And for the palmleaf manuscript in Asia, metadata, I will talk about the IFLA workshop for palmleaf manuscript preservation, which focuses on metadata standard. The workshop was held at the National Library of Sri Lanka on July 6 and 7, 2017. That means 4 years ago in the same day. Okay, let's start with Thailand. And as we know that in Southeast Asia and South Asia, palmleaf manuscript are the ancient documents that comprise a significant documentary heritage of the people in this area, also in Thailand. This manuscript contains a wide amount of knowledge such as Buddhism, tradition and belief, customary law, traditional medicine, astrology, history and folktale, and etc. And palmleaf manuscript vary in sizes and style, and each country have their unique characteristic. For example, in Thailand, a standard palmleaf manuscript are generally 5 to 6 centimeter in width and 50 to 60 centimeter in length, with 48 pages per fascicle. So it means they have 24 leaves written on both sides. Palmleaf can be as short as 15 centimeter or as long as 80 centimeter, and can vary according to the number of the pages. The ancient people use different size in different ways. For example, in Thailand, the longer palmleaf manuscript were used as a textbook to record Buddhist story and doctrine, while the shorter one were used as a notebook to record local wisdom related to their daily life. And the language in which palmleaf manuscripts are written are both local and undergoing chip language, such as Balinese, Thai, Lao, Khmer, Sanskrit, and etc. And the manuscripts are written in an archaic orthography, requiring expert translation. In some palmleaf manuscripts or some topics such as astrology, traditional medicine, or agriculture, we also found pictures for both describe the content and for the decoration. And because of the length of the palmleaf manuscript is determined by its physical dimension rather than its content. A single manuscript may record many stories, or a single story may require more than one manuscript. And palmleaf manuscripts in the past were acknowledged resource with recording of a story and knowledge that has been passed on by the local wise men. In the picture, you can see this is the palmleaf manuscript in Thailand. This one, this one we call the fascicle. In the big bundle, they have in this big bundle they have it contains 10 fascicle. That's why we call it fascicle, and this one is the bundle. And so the palmleaf manuscripts are valued by themselves, regarding that the palmleaf are an ancient document. In Thailand, they are registered as an antique. Besides the beauty of the palmleaf manuscript, the appearance of the cover and the color of the border or the edge of the palmleaf also indicate the social status of the creator or the patron who granted favor the inscription of the original palmleaf manuscript. Also, I think the method for making, protecting, and storing the palmleaf manuscript are also valued to study and preserve to the people in the future. You can see the beautiful woven cloth wrap bundle of the palm leaf manuscript and a beautiful cabinet. Some of them were indicated to present the status and belief of the patron who granted for the inscription. And again, in the picture, you can see the beautiful woven cloth wrapped bundle of the palm leaf manuscript. In Thailand, the Buddhists believe that inscribing palm leaf manuscript for offering to the temple will be a great merit. However, because palm leaf manuscripts are sacred things, so women in the past were not allowed to read and inscribe. To get married together, women in the past would weave the beautiful clothes and give it to the inscriber to wrap the bundle. Therefore, afterlife, they can go to heaven together. Then, after wrap with woven fabric and keep them in the cabinet or chest, they keep them again in the floating pavilion in the temple or protect them from termites. Again, the floating pavilion is the sacred place that women not allowed to get inside. And about the content recorded in palm leaf manuscript, from my research, I found that 70% of record Buddhist story and doctrine, and 30% is local wisdom. And I can classify into 11 groups, includes Buddhism, folktale, traditional law, ethic, history, astrology, poetry, traditional medicine, rite and ritual, magic, and miscellaneous. And the next research, they found that they can classify the knowledge in Thai palm leaf manuscript into 24 classes and 127 subclasses and 188 divisions in 5 main areas, includes religion, traditional medicine, folktale, literature, customary law, and magic. And this is the main 24 area that research found. Okay, I will pass forward this slide, and then we can right here we can conclude the value of the palm leaf manuscript into 5 points. The first one is it has a value as a manual for people in the past, which were based on the knowledge base of people under the regulation and control of ethic and religion rule. The second one is they are also good example of literary culture we can see from the script and language, right? And 3 is important as the linguistic culture. And 4, the manuscript as a record of people belief, the way of life, social rule, and various fields of knowledge. So the manuscript are the knowledge resources. It shows that these manuscripts are worth to preserve for the future. And about the problem of palm leaf manuscript management, access, use and digitization. We found that first, palm leaf manuscripts are scattered in many places, making them difficult to collect. 2, they are regarded as a holy object, and their owner may not allow access to them. 3, they have not been systematically collected and managed. Number 4, there is also a lack of experts who can read and translate ancient manuscripts. The last one is maybe the biggest problem in register the manuscript and try to help people to access to the knowledge inside. For the preservation and digitization, currently many palm leaf manuscript preservation projects in our area, in Southeast Asia, South Asia, and in Thailand, had attempted to collect manuscripts from various monasteries and digitize them to make it easier for users to access and use, and for the project staff to translate and preserve them. What they have done, we found that the first one, they try to collect and register palmleaf manuscripts that are scattered in many places. And then categorize its content. However, it's too general. I think this could be due to the huge number of palmleaf manuscripts, making it impossible to read in detail. So the registrant can only make a rough description and title. Sometimes I think it's similar, like just make a subject heading, something like that. And 3, they try to transcribe this manuscript into the modern language. Therefore, the new generation can read and understand, and maybe they can concern the value of this kind of manuscript. 4, they try to microfilm this manuscript for preservation. 5, many projects develop a website and online database and open for a file. They digitize the manuscript to make them easy to access and use, right? And number 6, they try to they develop the website and online database and open for public access. This is the website that in Thailand that I collect for that time. And this is the website from the from other country. And in Thailand, we can classify the working group into 2. The 2 groups are working actively on palmleaf manuscript preservation are University and National Library. Palmleaf manuscripts are digitized and microfilmed. Nevertheless, only 5 projects have developed online database and open to public access. In India, I just only find the information from their website. Okay, the Ministry of Tourism and Culture has established the National Mission for Manuscripts since 2003 to preserve the vast amount of manuscripts in the country. It has developed a metadata and digitization standard for palmleaf manuscript and made them available on their website for public access. And to support users, they digitize the palmleaf and use some projects. They use the open source software, just like this, based at an online database. And in Sri Lanka, the National Library had a PLM conservation and digitization project, but the standard of the palmleaf have not been set up yet. In Laos, the National Library also had a huge palmleaf manuscript collection. They microfilm palmleaf manuscript in their collection and then digitize the microfilm and develop online database to allow easy 24 access from anywhere. And in Indonesia, the National Library of Indonesia has assigned many places in Indonesia to hold the collection of palmleaf manuscript. However, their palmleaf manuscript collection is still quite small. So the palmleaf manuscript metadata is put in the library OPAC. That means it uses the standard of library resources. And to gain more efficiency in using and managing palmleaf manuscript digital collection, the metadata is required for sure. And the question is, what is the characteristic of metadata which is suitable for searching, managing, using, preserving, and sharing knowledge recorded in palmleaf manuscript? And the choice of the metadata schema will depend on where and how the resources will be accessed and used. It means that the detail in described resource is dependent on the objective in using that resource. In the previous study, reviewed that the main reason that court user did not use the metadata is the usefulness insufficient, difficult to understand the meaning, and difficult to use. So before deciding the metadata to describe its collection, the system designers should know the document they are going to describe and the user expectation on the new metadata. And because the metadata is developed to help user gain more efficiency in searching for the desired document. Then we design the research framework into 3 steps. The first one is requirement analysis, that we study the physical structure and content of the palmleaf manuscript. And then we study the user behavior in searching for the palmleaf manuscript problem, in searching for the palmleaf and the expectation of metadata to help them. And the last one, we study the current status of palmleaf manuscript management problem and expectation for metadata. And then we got the requirement. After that, the second step, we design and develop metadata schema. In this step, we use a model of IFLA and the Federation, the International Federation, Library Association and institution, that they offer a verbal model, which is the model to extract the metadata element to support the user in searching for the manuscript, searching for the digital resource, which is, each word can expression can realize it through many expression, and its expression can be manifested, can be embodied in many manifestation, and each manifestation can be exemplified by the item. And after we get the element, we will look for the best definition from the existing metadata schema that similar to what we get. If they not have, we will create a new one. After that, the last step, we evaluate the metadata schema that we develop by develop the palmleaf manuscript management system. And then we let the user to use the system and evaluate how metadata can help them to searching for information or the palmleaf manuscript they want. And also we let the staff to evaluate the system also to make sure that it can help them in managing their collection. And we found that metadata, palmleaf manuscript in its collection, they have many formats, such as in the original palmleaf manuscript, the microfilm format, photocopy, digital image, archive digital image for distribution, text retyping in ancient alphabet, and the text retyping in local language, in Thai alphabet, and the text retyping in Thai language, in Thai alphabet, and also the PDF file. And this is a characteristic and the relationship that I show you in the previous. And we find more relationship between the manuscript. You can see that one manuscript, we have many literary style, and each literary style can inscribe in many script, in more than one script, and each script can inscribe in more than one languages. And one palmleaf manuscript can be inscribed in many fascicles because its limitation of the pages just only have only 24 pages in the standard manuscript. And some chapter we had more than one content, and each content will inscribe in more than one fascicle. This one is quite difficult for the user to find the manuscript that the complete manuscript to study or translation. And for the title, we found that title of the short palmleaf manuscript normally does not appear, but assigned by the registrant. However, it's like a general content topic rather than the specific content. And two, there are different titles for the same content. And three, the same title can be spelled and arranged in differently. So if it happens, it means it's a different content or in a different title. And number four, some title contain similar part of the same content as other palmleaf manuscript. And right here, now, after we have studied the requirement from the user, the physical structure and content of the palmleaf manuscript and the management, and then we have our requirement. After that, the next step, we will identify the metadata element by using verbal model to extract the element from each layer. And after that, we will make a definition by look at the existing standard. And this is the verbal model that I mentioned. The verbal models lay the foundation of the hierarchical catalog record by recognizing the difference between particular work, several expressions of the works, the various formats in which an explained exists and the particular item. And for the work, it represents the abstract and intellectual of the work. And the expression, they represent the content structure. This means the version such as like, okay, I will show you later. And the manifestation is represent the physical structure. And then the item represent the copy of its manifestation. Okay, and then we put some instance to make it clear about a verbal model. So if we have Ramayana can be realized through the expressions such as literature, performance, and movie, or they can speak in many languages. And for the expression, is can embody in manifestations such as the hard copy of book, the soft copy, or the DVD. And for each manifestation can be exemplified by the items such as copy 1, volume 1, or master copy. And then we put the case of the instance of palmleaf manuscript into the model. So in this case, we put the title name is building a house, right? Okay, the palmleaf manuscript, the concept about building a house can be written in many literary styles. For example, the outstanding or the normal, and it is realized through many versions, such as building a house in original language, building a house in a translation version, building a house as a research report, or building a house as a student thesis or dissertation, or building a house as a photocopy. And each version can be available in many formats, such as bound manuscript, digital images, microfilm, tactile, text file. I mean, it's the retype or reborn digital of this content. And the last one is the bar book. And each format can be exemplified by the item. For example, copy 1, copy 2, the master copy, or the archive, the delivery, or the thumbnail of this object. And then finally, we got our model that apply from verbal model of IFLA verbal model. So we have palmleaf manuscript has a subject as a concept, and it can have identified by the place that we found. And the palmleaf can be realized through a version original and the version of reproduction, which is created by person or institution. And each version can available as a format of original and the format of the reproduction, which produced by person and institution, and the item of the reproduction, and each format or each reproduction can have a copy and an item, which is owned by, stored by, or available by institution or person. And then we add more attribute into the model. And to make sure, for this one, to make sure that the element that we extract is useful for the user, we also use the ifla generic user tag, which is the user tag while they're searching for the information to match with the element that we found that the element that we have can support the user while they're searching for the palmleaf manuscript in step of 5, identify the difference or the difference of each manuscript, or they can the information can support them to select, obtain, and explore the palmleaf manuscript that they want. I mean, from the title, from the work, from the expression or the version, and from the format that they want, or even from the item or the copy that they can get to use. And this is the way that we map the user chart into the model. You can see that the first level is the palmleaf manuscript, and then the attribute in this level have to represent the concept, title, uniform title, keyword, and subject. And for the user tag, they can use this element to searching and finding the palmleaf by the topic. For the version, we have a title, expression, keyword, and subject to identify each version. And for the format, for example, we have 5 formats of playing software to help user to select the format that's suitable for them. And the item, for example, we have main URI or mirror site. Therefore, the user can obtaining and the object they want in the easiest way. And then what are the potential benefits that we have from by implementing a verbal model? In the search result, you can see that, I'm sorry that in Thai, this is the, this is the prototype, the demo that we have to implement the metadata. And you can see that in our version and format can be resolved in just in single record, just like the title number 2. It said that it have inscribed in it. It have a version inscribed in Tham Isan alphabet and in Bali and Thai Isan language. And they also have a digital version and original version. And also they also have the format of original and digital. And for the version, they have for this title is have a translation version 1 and translation version 2. Sometimes if some manuscript the translation version might be translated from the other palmleaf manuscript, but in the same title. To this case, we do it just to for inform the user that can understand before they read the original one. And this is the sample of the full metadata record of the original manuscript. You can see here is the version, can tell you that this record is the which version of this record. This one is the original version of the palmleaf manuscript, and it also said that it had a digital format. And you can link to by click on the ID of this of that version of that format. And at the top, we had, I think it's normal that we have an ID and the summary of the palmleaf manuscript. And this one is the full metadata record of each version or format that we have that linked from that previous record. This one is the digital version. This one is wrong, right? Sorry for that. You see the digital, this is the actually is that okay, the content is the original version, but it is a digital format. Yeah, right. This record is represent the digital format of the palmleaf manuscript. You can see from the picture, the digital picture of the palmleaf manuscript, and below are the metadata describe the technical information about the digital picture. And the special one that we have created is head part, because as I told you that one fascicle can have more than one title. So it will be easier for a user if we can separate and they can go directly to the content that they want. So we separate it. But however, to do this, we need to control how we photograph or digitize the manuscript. You can see that we in this record it have many pictures because one picture we just capture only 2 pages. We try to keep the look and the feel of when we read the palmleaf manuscript, right? We have just just to leave the back and forth together. I try to the purpose of to digitize the images just for trying the best to keeping the look and feel of the how we read the manuscript. And then this is the way we capture the picture and how to see the each picture. Okay, this one is took by my students, so it's not quite clear. And also you can export the XML for the metadata that we created. And this is the new website that we are developing, but not open yet because it has some bug to fix it. So it's closed right now. And in this website, you can search by, you can do an Boolean search by, you can search from the title, the keywords from title, from description, from subject, and you can search by years. And below there are the language and alphabet that we have in the collection. And on the left-hand side, there are the category of the content of the manuscript that we have from the research before. And this is the record. If we, I click on the Buddhist story, right? And this is the record that we found. Is has just a simple metadata, just have only five elements here. The title, alphabet, language, and the storage place. And this is the record, the full record of the. This one is the original version, right? The original version, that hat version have a digital version, and this one is the relationship that we created and put it in our system is the hat part relation, because just I told you that one manuscript can have more than can inscribe in more than one fascicle, or one title can have one manuscript can have more than one title. So we use the relation has part and is part of to link this kind of manuscript together. Okay, this is the first one is the has part, right? Is part of, and this one it has part. Okay. And this is the digital version. We will show the thumbnail of the image right here in the full in the full metadata, and user can link from here to see the picture. Right here, it's the same thing like that. And finally, we have the user evaluation that this one we get the requirement from the user in the first stage, right, of the research, and at the end we matching their requirement into 5 generic user tag of IFLA, and let them make an evaluation again after they use the system to make sure that, to confirm that the element that we design for metadata for palmleaf manuscript can help them to find, identify, select, and obtain and explore palmleaf manuscript that's suitable for their require. And also to the staff who manage the palmleaf manuscript collection, we also ask them to evaluate the system also. Therefore, and after that, we can know that the metadata that we design can support the collection management or not, in what level that they are happy to use it. This is the number of the staff from the project and the student, and the user. We separate in 3 groups: the academic, or the researcher, the student, and the local scholar in each area. Oh, sorry. And finally, we have about 76 property or the element for that research. And then we revise is in the next 2 research. The last one is 2015 that we revise this again. Okay, finish for the first one. Okay, the next topic. I just want to share the experience that we have when we do a workshop, the IFLA workshop for palmleaf manuscript preservation that held in Sri Lanka National Library in the same, I think in the same day, 4 years ago, at the National Library of Sri Lanka, that's sponsored by IFLA and the National Library of Sri Lanka. This workshop happened based on the input of IFLA member in South and Southeast Asia region, that metadata and digitization standard for palmleaf manuscript are a problem faced by many libraries in the region, and as palmleaf manuscript are an essential part of the region documentary heritage, effective measure and capacity building should be in place to preserve this for the future. The development of metadata standard for palmleaf manuscript in the region will be helpful for both librarians and users to manage, access, and share the palmleaf manuscript in their collection. So we start with the question: what are the restrictions in the regions to create a joint metadata framework for palmleaf manuscript to ensure access, and how to be successful metadata standard creation in the region? So IFLA named the project Palmleaf Manuscript Workshop, with the main aim is to execute a workshop with relevant regional experts on metadata standards for the long-term preservation of palmleaf manuscript. And the goal of the workshop is to facilitate an as effectively as possible user access and use of the knowledge record on palmleaf manuscript. The schema should also serve as a standard information structure to be used in the management of palmleaf and their digitized ancient document. And this will enable the linking of Asian cultural heritage and wisdom with those of country in the region where the internet. And then the 2-day workshop, like here, what happened, what held at the National Library of Sri Lanka. And there are 12 experts in metadata and manuscript from palmleaf manuscript preservation project in various organizations from 7 countries. There are Slovenia, she is the representation from IFLA, and the professor from Germany, India, Laos, Indonesia, Sri Lanka, and Thailand participated in this workshop. And Okay, it starts with the background paper that I have told you that from the background paper to study the to making a survey of the current standard or the current description framework that each project used to describe the palmleaf manuscript. And after that, in the workshop, we present the methodology and the metadata that I have developed to the participant. After that, we make a group discussion of at the at the workshop. The three main questions are the first one: do you agree to create and develop metadata standard for palmleaf manuscript in the region? And yes, sure, they are strongly agree. And the second one, what are the restrictions in your region to create a joint metadata framework for palmleaf manuscript to ensure access? And three, how to be successful in metadata standard creation in the region. And then, okay, this happened after we present the background paper. The background paper was prepared for the workshop participant. It's sent to the participant maybe 3 weeks before the workshop. Is this the survey of metadata schema used to describe palmleaf manuscript and the important information present in the palmleaf manuscript bibliographic record? This is the question that we used to do the survey, and this is the data that we collect. I separate the element into three groups. The first one is the bibliographic information. The second one is the physical characteristic, and the last one is the administrative information. We can access to 16 projects from the internet. And found that the current metadata or description schema which we found from the internet with palmleaf manuscript preservation project used to describe that palmleaf in the collection. We found that there are 5 groups of metadata schema used to describe palmleaf manuscript. The first one is from the National Library of Thailand. The second one is the National Library of Laos schema used by National Library of Laos and Lana, Northern Thailand, palmleaf manuscript preservation project, Chiang Mai University and Isan, Northern Thailand, and the palmleaf manuscript preservation project at Mahasarakham University. But after the workshop, the expert one expert he said that actually this schema is developed by Chiang Mai University, and then other project apply them for their collection. And number 3, the National Mission for Manuscript Metadata Schema, they use only in that one project. And number 4 is KKU-PLMM, which is my research, and which created, the first one is 2009, and then revised in 2012 and 2015. And many palmleaf manuscript preservation projects in Thailand will apply this schema in their collection. And the last one that we found is Mark 21 in the library catalog. And what are the important information present in the palmleaf manuscript bibliographic record? We found 52 information in the bibliographic record from 16 projects. The first group, the physical characteristic, we found 20 elements, and 19 elements of bibliographic information, 13 elements of administrative information. And the highest number of elements in one project is 30 elements, then 25 elements, and 19 elements. The smallest number is 7 elements, and the biggest group is 16 to 19 elements. And there are 8 projects in this group, and all of them are the active project, have been working on palmleaf manuscript conservation more than 10 years. And what are the important information present in the palmleaf manuscript bibliographic record? We found that there are, these are the top 10 elements that we found. And only title appear in all 16 projects. Script and language appear in 14 projects. And beside these first three elements are assigned as the main access point for all projects. And what are the restrictions with the current metadata standard? The first one is that each project has developed their own metadata based on their mission of the mission of the project and the characteristic of the palmleaf manuscript in their collection. That's called the difference of the element set and meaning of some element. Number two, they concern the physical conservation rather than provide the content access, for the user. And it creates a problem for user in searching for the desired content recorded in the palmleaf manuscript. And number three, the ancient manuscript in each region have their unique characteristics that need the expert to read and specify. And number four, the existing description schema not suitable to describe the palmleaf manuscript, which complicated in both physical and content. And what are the restrictions in the region to create a joint metadata framework for palmleaf manuscript to ensure access? Number one, there are no palmleaf manuscript center for formal network in each country to coordinate their work and develop the palmleaf manuscript description schema. If we can set up the network, we can share the experience and develop palmleaf manuscript metadata standard and other related standards. Number two, the different purpose of different projects causing the different metadata requirement. Number three, there are less number of experts in archaic language, while there are a large number of palmleaf manuscripts gathered in to register. Therefore, they could not do complete metadata. And if we can do it automatically, it will be great. And number four, the experts who know how to develop metadata are limited. And finally, after the workshop, the participants the participants have decided to use the metadata element which were analyzed from the element shown in from 16 projects. The principle to select the metadata element basis on the palmleaf manuscript management function, the preservation and access. After the description, we have the first draft of metadata core element, which contain 39 elements divided into 3 groups by function. There are 15 elements for supporting palmleaf manuscript access, 15 elements for management, and 9 elements for supporting collection administration on this table. They have the access function have the title, creator, inscriber, series, note, reference to commentary, date, and number 8 provenance, place file, colophon. I just understand the colophon from the last presentation. Thank you very much for the presenter. And subject or keyword. Number 12 is description, language, script, and the last one is genre. And for the management, they also have the related manuscript that I mentioned, the relation of the manuscript from, the relation in both the original one and the reproduction version. The secondary resource completeness, note on physical condition, missing portion. This is very important. Number of pages, number of fascicles, line per pages, dimension, illustration, material, label, structure, description, inscription method, and ownership. And the last one for the administration function, this includes storage, location, catalog, source, days of reproduction, image specification, registration number, number of share of cabinet, and the preservation method, microfilm number, and the last one is publisher or digitization lab. And for the conclusion of the workshop, they have three conclusions. The first one is the core palmleaf manuscript description framework from the workshop has shown that the participants have more concern about user access. Number two, palmleaf manuscript being ancient document also require management and administration. And number three, study of user behavior and needs analysis. And also the palmleaf manuscript physical characteristic is very important. And the behavior of the palmleaf manuscript user in each country should also be investigated to obtain the data for setting the basic requirement of palmleaf metadata. And the manuscript experts from each country should reconsider and try to implement the metadata core element in their own palmleaf manuscript management context, and consequently give a feedback on the problem and the previous suggestion to the group. Therefore, we can share and develop and help each other to develop the more suitable metadata to represent our cultural heritage in the best way. Okay, thank you very much.